Ah, Colombia, a country that vloggers and the Western entertainment industry love to paint as nothing but cheap drugs, cheaper women, beautiful beaches, and the Medellin cartel. And while Colombia certainly has a large and influential narcotics trade and sadly doesn't lack scantily clad and impoverished women, most people around the world sadly know nothing more about the country's far more actual good and bad sides. With regards to the real and far removed from Hollywood good side of Colombia, people ignore Colombia's beautiful Andean landscapes, wildlife, and cultural diversity that has both African, European, and naturally also Native American elements. With regards to the bad side, people mainly ignore the country's disregard for protecting its own amazing nature, its increasing poverty rate currently lying at about 40% of the country's population, and its general unsafety with insane rates of armed robbery that is sadly only increasing, not to mention the staggering levels of inequality, classism, and racial segregation. So that's why I wanted to make this more honest guide to Colombia, showing both the good and the bad without making any references to cringe Netflix shows or showing bobos, but instead showing the real Colombia as 100% certified by my Colombian wife. So while I can't guarantee that this video comes with an answer to many of these issues, this will be a real guide featuring everyone from hostel owners to Venezuelan migrants and handicapped homeless people. Before we start, also subscribing and liking this video is mandatory for all viewers, unless of course you are a patron. So either give me some dollars or like, share, and subscribe. It's not that hard and it helps me out immensely. Because otherwise, simply YouTube isn't going to promote the video and then probably I'll just give up at some point, dude. I don't know, go into real estate, who knows. Starting off our journey, we're going to Chapinero and more specifically Zona-T, an area of Bogota known for its contrasts, having both an expensive nightlife, shopping malls, and also plenty of homeless.
Check out those swag shoes. You need those shoes, man. He's going for it. Woo!
That man is so strange.
Indeed.
Okay, that man has problems. He has problems.
But he has a good voice.
He has a good voice, but he has a little bit of problems.
I like this guy, man. Like the man in the fucking unreleased Nike shoes. Okay, so literally wherever I go in Bogota, I see this. Some homeless dudes sleeping, and a bunch of wasted potential, including that homeless guy. Even the nature is kind of beautifying it a little bit, but there's so much fucking sadness here too, and like poverty. But actually this area, which is called what? Zona-T?
Zona-T.
This area is pretty cool. And now I'm going to be the one annoying tourist pointing a camera at everybody's faces. It's actually one of my favorite areas of the city. It just has like some life, some creativity, and it also seems to be a place where a lot of people go out to drink in the evening and eat and stuff like that. Kind of expensive, but not that bad. Is it? No. In your opinion? I think it's that bad. And of course we can find random homeless people as well. Maybe.
Mexican one. You know?
So I just asked a crackhead if I could like record him and ask him a couple of questions about how it is being a homeless Colombian. And he was like, only if you pay me. This one French guy paid me 50,000 pesos to take a photo of me smoking crack. Or some shit like that. This area though has a lot of homeless people because it's super touristic. So they know where to get that money. You want to try to find some foreigners and annoy them?
No.
Why not? It'd be funny. This is how rich Colombians look, if you're wondering.
They look so bad.
It does look bad.
Now, one thing I think is incredibly staggering and something that I've really never experienced before is just like the level of like visible inequality that you see here. Of course that you can find that in basically any single country in the world, but especially here. For example, this area, you'd basically think you'd be anywhere in Southern Europe right now. Oh my god, that is the fakest butt I've ever seen. Turn around. Turn the camera. That chick is to me. My fucking god. Well, anyways, back to the point. So basically, inequality here is incredibly visible. Like here right now, you could think it'd be anywhere in like Southern Europe, this mall as well, and even the people. The people here are clearly of majority European descent, while if you go to a normal, like genuinely like normal area, which is gonna look very different, very different. The average person is going to be 2 to 3 shades like light and darker, and I think that's incredibly sad to have a society that is so obviously like divided, and it's very depressing. I think it's depressing anywhere in the world, but seeing it so visibly as it is here is really screwed up. Now, this mall might as well be anywhere in Europe, and honestly, when you look around, you might also think you're in Europe, because interestingly enough, like the richer the area is, the more blue-eyed people you see, and generally the wealthier and whiter people are.
Everybody's fucking white.
Everyone's white, man. Look at that kid, fucking Timothy Charlemagne or whatever the fuck his name is. Look at them, they're all around here.
Timothy Kamalion.
Look at that guy.
it's true.
Everybody's white, man. Look, the average Colombian looks like my girlfriend. It's like brown conquistador Pocahontas mixture. But then like, if you look at this place, the average person is hella white. Like seriously, man. Everyone's fucking white. Except for the people working here, of course. Finally, I feel at home among true Aryans. Told you as well, my Aryan Hyperborean princess.
No.
Why not?
These are the best relationships. The colonizer and the
Colonized? The colonized? I think your Incan ancestors like want to murder you right now for saying that, but whatever. That being said though, I like the mall and I like the architecture here. The thing is just I wish it could be something that could be enjoyed by everyone here. But that certainly isn't the case. And that's what I wanted to say. I still think you should definitely come to this area, and I think it's definitely worth it. Noticing it's called Zona-T, or Zona-T. And it's cool, man. I like it. I feel completely safe. There's clearly a lot of foreigners here as well, and seriously, if you go to Bogota, check it out. Disclaimer, yes, there are plenty of poor white people and rich brown and black people here in Colombia, but my point is that it's a shame that this beautiful country is so clearly divided. And while I am obviously using comedy throughout this video and I'm being somewhat sarcastic and joking in parts, I really do think that this is a shame. People should show far more solidarity and brotherhood towards their own countrymen and all other living beings that we share this planet with. Now we're going to the center of Bogota, an area where one definitely should be cautionary and not go at night, but also an area full of life that houses the closest thing to a medieval marketplace in modern Latin America. The center of Bogota, the area where you should never ever take out a camera. My girlfriend always tells me not to put out a camera here, but I figured, what the fuck is the point in having a camera if I'm not going to use it to show all the really weird shit. It's also a great place to get pickpocketed, because look at how many fucking people there are. You can buy totally legit Adidas jumpsuits for kids, some Bart Simpson type shit. You can buy everything. Probably some organs too, but I don't really know where. Damn, in this place you can literally buy everything. Gracias. A general tip in places like this, if anybody is offering you something and you don't want it, you say gracias, and that's it. It's the polite, normal way of saying it. I'm getting all the attention by just being a weird white man with a camera.
Yes.
It's great. Until I get the wrong person's attention. These are the places where you get shit like 90% of the time if you want it like cheap. These are like little shopping malls that you go into and you can get anything here. Really. Practically anything. Totally legit Gucci belts. How much do you think they are? There's a bar. You can get everything, man. Reebok. Dude, if you're obsessed about brands, but you don't actually want to, buy the real thing, but you want to buy something that's completely the fucking same for much less, this is the place. So basically now I'm a bit further up the hill and this is where the pretty stuff starts, in the center. Like, come on guys, I don't get it. You guys knew how to build this stuff like 200 years ago. What's stopping you from doing it now? Can you explain that?
No, I'm not an architect. I don't suck.
Seriously, like 100 times better alternative to like commercial shopping malls is going to the center again. It's still kind of like a commercial shopping mall, but you're not like buying all of these like insanely overpriced things, but you're still buying things that work just the same, look just the same, and you're not giving all your money to bazillionaires, but just the normal shop owner or whatever. Sure, there probably is some guy running the place, but still. Now I want to talk about security. As mentioned before, robberies here are rampant throughout all major cities, many of them violent since the criminal population here are especially violent and trigger happy for some reason. Seriously, look at any statistics, it's very strange, but it's real. This also plays into the nightlife here, with there generally being less people out at night than many other countries because of these obvious security concerns. But a place that has far fewer of these security concerns, despite being located close to the armed narco and guerrilla conflict and only a couple of meters from the Venezuelan border, is our next location. And why is that? Let me explain. Okay, so now we're here in the wonderful Colombian countryside. This is actually also my favorite part of the country because number one, it's way safer than the cities where there's usually like a lot of like drug addicts and like criminals who sadly give this country a bad reputation. While out here in general, it's usually far safer and like, I mean, it's just wonderful, really, isn't it? Of course, there are also like dangers here. There have been like, different situations happening with like guerrillas, paramilitaries, drug gangs, like narcos, whatever, but it's super rare and you gotta like go to some bad areas to really experience that. It's super wonderful and it's also quite cheap if you wanna live here. So if you wanna get some property or some shit, this is the time.
because I think, like, honestly, the property value in this place is gonna like rise. I mean, look at this place. Who wouldn't want to buy something here? Look at this stuff, cameraman. Camera woman, actually. This shit is beautiful. Gotta have that female representation in here. A really underrated part of the country, in fact. This is Norte de Santander. There used to be a lot of conflict here, like a lot of guerrillas, paramilitaries fighting. I heard exactly this area. Wasn't there like a big massacre here where they burned a bunch of people not that far? Well, thankfully nowadays there aren't stuff like that, so we can enjoy some incredibly beautiful vistas. I mean, look over here. Doesn't this could be some like alpine place or something? That's also another thing. You know, a lot of people here, they think Colombia is like super tropical, but actually a lot of the case, that isn't actually the truth. It's actually very like Andean in the mountains and stuff, which is also why I'm wearing this cute sweater. Another super cool thing about like the Colombian countryside is that this place is basically anarchic. Like you can just do whatever here. That's at least what everybody tells me. I haven't personally lived here, but I haven't seen any like actual government control in general. I mean, it's obvious why there's no like serious government control here. Look at how like vast and expansive this place is. But that obviously also results in you having a lot of freedom, which I love.
Y el Beneco. Beneco árabe. Beneco árabe. Assalamu alaikum. Ahora, es raro que haya luz.
Sí, porque no hay electricidad.
En Venezuela, amigos, no, se va la electricidad.
Ah, sí, pero ¿la quitan en la noche o qué?
La quitan a cualquier hora. 8, 9, 12, 16 horas.
¿Puedo hacer un video?
Sí.
Man. ¿Qué tienes?
Teo Hernández, tengo aguardiente, guarilaque,
Guarilaque.
guaro que llaman.
Guaro. En Dinamarca creo tenemos como una cosa como así también que se llama men fuck akvavit.
Bebik,
Akvavit.
Akbebik,
Akvavit.
Akbebik,
Akvavit.
Akbebik, Akbebik.
There you go. Eso.
Mire,
¿Cuántos grados?
Akbebit, Akbebit,
Akvavit.
Akbebik,
Akbebit, sí, Akbebit, sí.
¿Cómo está la marihuana aquí?
A eso le llaman
Bastante rica, diría yo.
Le dicen la buqueta.
Señor, el camarógrafo bebe,
Sí.
sí.
Ah, bueno,
Mire.
te metas en un guaro.
Necesito tomar.
Claro.
Bueno.
Toma, eso.
Hi, this is Theater, and I'm in Colombia. Estamos aquí en Colombia, man.
El cucutica, hombre.
¿Dónde estamos?
Estamos en el mirador de San Antonio, o sea, un sitio desde donde se puede
Viaje de
ver
San Antonio.
Colombia, Venezuela, sí.
Ajá.
Maravilloso todo. Estamos aquí
Pase
con
así, pase así la
Teo.
vista para que
Teo,
vean que
soy
cerro
yo.
de Venezuela, o sea,
Soy yo.
aquí la frontera son 2 cerros y un río.
Soy casi
Río
colombiano.
Táchira.
Eso es
colombiano,
no, eso es
marica.
colombiano.
Pues
está
muchas
bien,
gracias.
Ya le dan la cédula. Sí, le dan
Ya
la
le dieron las
Sí, ya tenemos la cédula y
¿Qué
todo.
va? ¿En serio?
Sí.
¿Qué número le dieron?
Sabemos, no la hemos- no la hemos-
Ellos tienen en la
88,
oficina, porque
no
son
la hemos
muy lentos.
agarrado.
49.
No, Petro por presidente.
Petro presidente.
A las FARC.
La tiene clara, ¿no?
Y Pago, ahora vamos a ser famosos en Dinamarca, Vago, con
Te
el
prometo.
video de Teo.
Men, yo tengo
No
videos
sea
con casi 1 millón
marica,
de
¿eh?
vistas. Y nunca, sí, claro. ¿Cómo es a tener un hostel?
Es maravilloso recibir personas de todo el mundo.
Conocer gente.
Conocer gente.
Hacer amigos.
Sí. Súper bien.
Súper bien. Fue difícil en 2020 con la cuarentena.
Demasiado difícil.
Sí.
La pandemia tocó que volver a comenzar de
Así.
cero, o sea, se
Estábamos
perdió
a punto
todo.
de cerrar.
Estábamos en el boom y de repente, pum, ya no más. Y 6 meses que no más, no nos dejaron abrir 6 meses, ¿no?
Qué horrible. ¿Y cómo ganan plata en estos 6 meses?
Ese man a veces trabaja de 10 de la noche a 3 de la mañana en una calle oscura donde, pues,
Ajá.
sí, se pone vestido y pues, se llama de noche Pamela.
Ajá. Men, plata es plata.
Plata es plata,
¿Cuánto
Pito,
tú tienes
sí,
hambre?
Yo le digo sí.
¿Cuánto tú tienes hambre?
Partiendo de ahí.
Es un dicho de aquí, es un refrán, un dicho de aquí de la región. O bueno, ¿cómo va a ser? No sé, de algún culo saldrá sangre menos del mío.
Ajá. ¿Dónde hay como un pantera?
Pantera. Yo creo que quizás más hacia las montañas vírgenes, ¿no? Las que no han sido habitadas.
Aunque aquí una vez llegó un gato salvaje.
¿Qué? ¿Cómo es un gato?
Un gato salvaje.
Sí.
O sea, ¿cómo así? ¿Son
Bravo
grandes?
ese gato.
Sí, un gato un
pa'
pelito más
sacarlo.
grande que un gato normal.
Ya sé que son bonitos, que tienen como una
Los linces, sí.
Oh, son
linces,
lindos. Yo soy un gato salvaje.
Sí, un gato salvaje danés.
Ah, exactamente.
jaguares.
¿Los brasileiras no están aquí? ¿O no? Ah, ok. Ordeme progreso.
Bom dia, tudo bem? Vamos para a festa.
Ay, carajo. ¿Qué son más peligrosos en tu opinión? ¿Como en estos tipos de grupos o como los narcotraficantes y paramilitares? Claro.
Nosotros estamos tranquilos porque somos muy buenas personas, no tenemos
Sí.
problemas con nadie y por eso estamos bien. Yo vivo en una zona donde los narcos agarran y
Man. Sí.
usted vive en la ciudad, yo vivo a las afueras de la ciudad cuando empiezan las fincas, ¿entiende, no? Campos grandes,
Sí.
entonces pasan, entran a donde mi tía, que es una tienda, vende de todo, cerveza, trago, ron, cigarrillos, comida.
Esa es la historia.
Entonces,
Que mi papá, bueno, mi nono quebró.
aquí las novelas, novelas, ¿sabes lo que es novelas?
Sí, claro,
Lo que más la
telenovelas.
rompe es putas, narcos, drogas, matazón. Eso es lo que nos venden. Eso es lo que le venden después del noticiero, después de la cena. Ah, mire esa película donde esta vieja sin senos no hay paraíso, donde esta vieja consiguió tantos millones por narcos.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of beat up from yesterday, but it's not that bad. I feel like when you're out here in nature, you very quickly recuperate because you just like wake up and you see this. Instead of like a depressing city or something, you're enjoying a beautiful mountain view, which actually makes you want to go outside and just seize the day or whatever. So apparently the trees here are sacred. So we got like people hugging them and stuff because that gives energy. That gives you like good energy. Very interesting. I'm gonna try it. ¿Sientes mejor? Ahora.
I'm really checking them out.
Yeah, bueno. You weren't? What, you don't believe in the glorious religion of your ancestors? Siento muy relajado. I feel very relaxed. You have very beautiful nature here in Norte de Santander.
You think so?
Yes, I do think so. You don't think so?
Yeah, I think so, but it's just that we are so tan acostumbrados
Yeah.
to see this kind of landscapes that maybe we don't value.
Yeah, that's the thing. Colombians, they don't actually value that they have incredibly beautiful nature because it's always around them. But as someone who's from a country like me, who's like from some country which is like way more plain and also flat quite literally, it is like amazing to see something like this. You know, all these like beautiful mountains out here. We don't have that. And like there's barely any forests in our country either. They cut down all that shit and replaced it with farmlands. You spent a bunch of time in Brazil also. Which one do you prefer, Colombia or Brazil?
I would say that I'm just going to say that both countries are like amazing. They have like very beautiful landscapes. Maybe Brazil because it's like bigger than Colombia. There are like a lot more places to visit.
Who have the most beautiful women, Brazil or Colombia?
Oh, that's a really hard question. I would say that I like the most Brazilian girls
Why?
because of the treatment, you know.
Okay. Okay, they treat you nicely and shit like
Yeah,
that.
and they are a little bit more open.
Oh yeah, more open than Colombians.
Yeah.
Colombians have a reputation for being very open, but you wouldn't say the women are.
You think so?
I don't know, dude.
What-
I'm a married man. I can't tell you too good.
Yeah, but most of the women that I know here, they're like pretty conservative.
Oh yeah. So what you're telling me is it's easier to get interest from Brazilian girls. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
You're going to have more opportunities.
That's why you want to go back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Not so much lucky here, so they're gonna try to
Hey man, you gotta go.
to improve my chances there.
Of course. Maybe you're a bit exotic there as well.
Yeah, it could be.
So-
I'm just kidding.
People show more interest.
I'm happy here. I'm not lack of anything.
No, nothing. Here was apparently the house of like some narcos. That shit's crazy. Y hay plata. ¿Por qué no vamos a buscar?
We're gonna go to seek the fortune, the treasure.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a treasure hunt.
What's up, guys? Here we are on the set of Encanto. This is actually the casita. They had to scale down because of the current inflationary issues here in Colombia. Here is the entrance to the rest of the magic world. And what else do we have around here? What else? We have some arepa con queso, which is totally Colombian. And so another really cool thing about Norte de Santander, the place we are right now, is that there are basically no tourists. It's quite unexplored and also very cool. So I'd say to you, go for it. Check this place out. Also, if you're wondering where I am more precisely, I'm at Eco Hostel Gaia. Really cool place. I'm not being paid to say this or anything, just really cool place. Check it out. I'll put a link in the description to the place. Again, the reason why they aren't that explored is because sadly, there was and still is a little bit, but nothing in comparison to before, some conflict in the area with, drug gangs, FARC, ELN, paramilitaries, the Colombian military, all these types of things, but it's much less. And nowadays, that's basically all confined to Catatumbo, I believe, and Tibú. And I don't know why you'd go there anyways, because it's so fucking hot.
Soy juicioso, soy de los buenos, papi, no soy de los que andan por ahí haciendo daño. Yo soy mecánico de moto, voy para el Ecuador, como le dije, allá tengo trabajito.
Como yo quiero viajar, quiero ir a Cartagena. Como yo quiero viajar, quiero ir a Cartagena.